our artisans, they need to do 4 years of training to be able to manufacture a Kelly bag. This that you've just seen, the perlage, you need to be very skilled and very, very good.
Some of Emma's products are made in China. Towels are from Fuyue in Shandong. They also make products for Chanel and IKEA. Beddings are from Yuyue in Shandong. Men's shoes are from Shachi in Shandong. Tableware are from Gaochun in Jiangsu.
It was my first time shopping at Hermés, and let me tell you how it went.
We got a lot of requests, do Hermès next. And that's why we're here in the Highland Park Mall.
Made in Italy, made in China, or maybe made in Chile. Oh yeah, that should be a thing, by the way, because some brands get real creative when it comes to made in Italy.
You're scrolling through Insta when a glossy Birkin flashes across your feed. Hand-stitched in Paris, right? Hold that thought, because the next 5 minutes will rewrite everything you think you know about French luxury, and might save your wallet a small fortune. For decades, Hermès enchanted the world with visions of master artisans bent over leather in candle-lit Parisian ateliers. Marketing reels claim it takes 20 hours, 30-plus cuts of calfskin, and 4 years of apprenticeship to finish a single Kelly bag. The romance worked so well that waitlists stretched for years, and pre-owned prices sometimes climbed higher than retail. But then TikTok exploded with factory clips showing row after row of the very same bags, hundreds at a time, speed-stitched, in Shandong and Guangdong, China.
The finishing touches on a Kelly, the most difficult bag to build. It starts with 30 distinct cuts of leather and can take 20 hours to complete, 4 hours for just the handle. There are no manuals or cheat sheets. Artisans rely on their training and muscle memory to make every bag.
One whistleblower even panned his camera to a shipping label addressed to a Hermès distribution hub in France. Overnight, the spell shattered, and comment sections filled with one question: what am I really paying for? Tribune? Before the brand could finish its carefully worded press release, screenshots of purchase orders leaked. They showed Chinese suppliers contracted to deliver near-finished Birkins for final stamping in Europe. Suddenly, the phrase, "assembled" in China, certified in France trended, and consumers realized the label on the zip might be the only part that ever saw Paris. The loudest factory voice came from Satan Handbag, a 50-year-old workshop in Guangdong that claimed to supply 80% of the world's luxury totes. Workers filmed lines of tan-grain leather panels gliding under industrial needles, then zoomed out to pallets stacked head-high. In captions, they bragged, "We make the same bag you queue 18 months for, minus the logo, GQ."
They take almost finished bags from China factories back to their own factories and just do the repackaging and logo installing, something like that.
Luxury houses rarely break a sweat in public, but within days, Hermès filed a cluster of lawsuits in Paris and Shanghai, accusing former partner factories of trademark misuse and spreading misinformation harmful to brand equity. Analysts called it a legal scorched earth strategy: silence the source, preserve the mystique. Yet the filings opened another can of worms. Court documents acknowledged overseas component partners, confirming that certain cutting and stitching stages occur in Asia before heritage finishing in France. Observers laughed at the phrasing. Heritage finishing sounded a lot like logo pressing with a side of croissants. While lawyers sparred, a soft-spoken leather chemist named Vulcan, aka Tanner Leatherstein, kept sawing luxury bags in half on camera. He measured grain thickness, tested dye penetration, then announced a shocking estimate: a genuine Birkin cost.
It's the Chinese supplier behind product. Bags are from Sitong Handbag in Dongguan City, Guangdong Province. It's a factory specializing in handbags for 54 years, and it produces 80% of the world luxury bags.
Around US $600 to build. Raw leather, lining, metal hardware, even a small profit for the factory. His videos hit millions of views because he dissected his own $15,000 purchases, not knockoffs. Viewers watched in horror as he peeled back calfskin to reveal fiberboard fillers identical to mid-tier department store totes. Each clip ended with the same calm line: "I paid for art, I found accounting." Luxury resale had long been the ironclad playground of fashion investors. Flippers once bought a $10,000 Birkin on Monday and unloaded it for $14,000 on Thursday. But 6 months into the TikTok leaks, auction trackers logged a 10-15% slide in average winning bids for neutral-tone Birkins from 2022 and 2023. Consignment owners whispered of buyers suddenly asking, "Is this one of the Chinese batch years?" Dealers tried to spin it as a healthy correction, yet one Paris broker admitted on livestream that her phone used to buzz hourly. Now days pass with no offers. Confidence, not crocodile leather, was the real currency, and it was leaking faster than an unstamped gasket.
He started making his boots in China, and that is these boots right here. This is pretty much the UGG boot that most Americans will have in their house. I was very pissed off when I found out the truth because I grew up in Southern California. I remember being in elementary school when I would only see 2 people in the entire school wearing UGG boots, and they were always the cool surfer kids.
When doubt creeps in, brands double down on glamour. So Hermés's PR team activated the influencer cavalry. Within a week, Kylie Jenner posted a color-blocked Birkin carousel. Cardi B flashed a rainbow mini Kelly in the studio. But sleuths noticed inconsistencies, mismatched embossing fonts, tiny alignment quirks. Rumors flew that stylists sometimes source AA dupes for red carpet speed while still tagging dark Hermès. After all, the algorithm cares more about logos than laser authentication. The irony? If the bags in those photos were factory extras, they'd still be stitched by the same hands as the store ones, just without the European pit stop. So the very tactic, meant to reassure fans, accidentally underscored the supply chain secret. One myth still lingered, that China equals flimsy junk. Satan's production logs tell a different story. Engineers there run German-calibrated skiving presses, Italian die drums, even Paris-imported saddle-stitch jigs. A 2025 French court case against knockoff seller NDG Paris proved it. Judges noted NDG's China-built bags cost only $24.31 wholesale, yet matched Hermès silhouettes almost stitch for stitch, enough to merit copyright protection. In other words, the gap isn't craftsmanship, it's branding. Remove the horseshoe stamp, and a $24 factory clone can win a legal argument for looking too much like a $14,000 original. Washington's 2024 tariff hikes on Chinese imports forced U.S. customs to trace origins down to component level. For labels banking on Made in France cachet, that scrutiny is nightmare fuel. If 80% of value creation happens in Asia, future shipments could face both extra duties and PR backlash. Industry analysts now warn that luxury's profit engine, a 1030x markup protected by mythology, may stall if even a slice of consumers switch to direct from factory channels. Hermés's lawsuits aren't just reputation band-aids, they're a frantic attempt to keep the supply chain opaque before regulators and shoppers pry it wide open. You can still love the curve of a Birkin handle or the scent of fresh Togo leather. But today you also know that sentiment costs 20 grand. Only because centuries-old marketing says so. Every minute a phone camera roams a Guangdong assembly line, the Paris fantasy loses a little more sparkle. So next time an unboxing clip tempts you, ask yourself, am I paying for artisanal magic or just an outrageously expensive passport stamp? Drop your take in the comments, tag that friend who swears by investment bags, and smash subscribe. The deeper we dig, the messier it gets. And the next chapter might just blow the dust lid clean off another timeless icon.